I've been investigating the paranormal for over 40 years. In 2007, I formed Rise Up Paranormal. We were invited here by the people who, to hell.
Flashlight just turned on?
Yes, it did. Do you hear that? Like a freaking scream?
Yes.
Get the out of here. Can the dead speak to us from beyond the grave? When lives are lost because of traumatic or horrific death, do those spirits still wander the earth, trying to get a message of unfinished business? Or do they seek justice against the perpetrators of the crimes against them? This is True Crime Paranormal, where we try to find out the answers. We try to find out the truth.
I've been a paranormal investigator for over 20 years, and I've seen things you'd never believe.
I have empathic abilities which allows me to connect to the spirit world.
I'm Rise Up's historian, and my job is to first dig up those crime stories that people perhaps forgot about, and then add those to the paranormal research.
I'm an equipment technician for Rise Up Paranormal. If there's something strange going on in the location, I believe that I'm going to catch it.
I'm Dan Ginden, and I run camera for Rise Up Paranormal. And it's so heart-wrenching for me to have to sit there and run camera during these interviews of people who have lost loved ones.
People don't realize, it destroys a whole family.
My family asked me if I could bring up a case to you guys that hits a little close to home. I didn't find out until I was in middle school about this aunt I never met. She was 16, she went to a pre-Christmas dance in Newport. She went with one of her sisters. She didn't come home. Got in a car with two Navy men. They raped and murdered her pretty close to her home. They know that they left the party around midnight. They pulled off into a dirt road, and that's where she was murdered. Then later they were pulled over by the cops with her in the back seat, and they claimed to say that they were bringing her to the hospital.
I spent 35 years as a criminal defense lawyer. Ken and his crew have asked me to join them to help give them some insight into the horrific homicides that they've been investigating.
I get the impression something doesn't sit right with you.
These guys driving down the road with a dead body in their car after supposedly leaving a crime scene where they just could have left her.
Zimmer pled guilty to second-degree murder, but his younger relative, Brumfield, got off nearly scot-free. Is there something more to this case that the victim's trying to tell us? Was Brumfield's involvement much greater than the police thought?
This is where the murder took place in December 22nd, 1955. From all accounts of the newspapers, this is where she was raped, strangled, and murdered. To think it's so close to Christmas,
There's just nothing.
And she lived right over there, so I can only imagine the fear of passing her house.
It just keeps getting worse.
The further I walk down the road, the more I'm getting like this fear, like someone's like right behind me about to just like attack me and jump on me.
Let's get out of here. Turn that off.
When I was 10, all I remember is my sister was gone.
My dad would talk about it and mention what had happened to her. Of course, my dad and my mom, as you could see in these pictures, they just traumatized from it, and they turned to alcohol and turned into alcoholics, because of it.
Some of the things that go on here that are unusual, a little bit odd.
The blinds sometimes shutter there's no windows open, but they shutter.
We got a rocking chair over there. We're eating, and all of a sudden it starts rocking away.
That's it.
And I says, "Get out of the chair," and it stopped rocking.
This family plot here is where her grave. It's actually this stone here.
Margaret, if you're here right now, we want to say how sorry we are with what happened to you.
I know the family is just curious of whether you're still with them.
Yeah, this thing's starting to light up. You're gonna think this is crazy, Ken, but the temperature's dropping over here.
Look at it.
It was just 66 degrees.
What are you feeling, Ellie?
Anxious.
It's still dropping.
Something does not feel right here.
The wind's not really blowing, right?
No.
That gate just moved over there.
Definitely feeling something over here. Are you okay?
Something just touched my leg.
South Shore of Rhode Island, 2017. Paranormal activity in an elderly couple's house. Rhode Island, 1955. Clyde Brumfield and Frederick Zimmer, two Navy men charged with the rape and strangulation murder of a young girl. Are these two incidents related? Is the young victim reaching out beyond the grave, seeking justice? I'll be researching the court and police records to help Ken and his crew uncover the truth.
Maybe we can get you some answers from a very unusual point of view.
Combining the rational and the paranormal, it's going to be an interesting mix.
Still kind of like feeling that, like someone's right there.